You're not still shredding those friends and family questionnaires, are you, Millie?
Dr. Fideo wants them to get rid of all the negative ones before the new associate notices they don't tally with the number on our monthly returns.
Yes, of course. She starts today, doesn't she?
Yep. Not sure how long this one's going to last, though. Dr. Fideo says when they come out of dental school nowadays, they know all about CQC compliance, health and safety and all that stuff. But ask them to extract a tooth and they look totally stunned.
Oh, no. Not another newly qualified one.
Yep. Cressida Stickler. Still wet behind the ears by the looks of her.
Hello, Cressida. How's it going? Settling in all right?
Well, yes, but I've come up against an awful lot of problems.
Really? Well, let's see if we can sort them out for you.
I've been looking at your pre-acceptance audits relating to waste, and you don't seem to have the correct numbers of categories of waste to meet the current guidelines for CQC compliance.
We need more categories. Last time I counted there were 9, and I thought that was too many. It's hardly surprising the staff use guesswork when deciding which colour bag to put the bloody stuff in. Which category haven't we got then?
Well, I haven't checked everything yet, but I can't find the sharps boxes for special waste.
What the fuck's special waste?
Things like half-used cartridges of local anaesthetic and other waste pharmaceuticals.
Oh, they all go in the sharps boxes.
You mustn't do that. Only empty cartridges can go in there.
Look, Cressida, there's no such thing as an empty cartridge. There's always going to be a bit of local left anyway. If it bothers you, just squirt what's left in the sink, okay?
I can't do that. It would get into the drains and contaminate the environment.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, either give the whole bloody lot to the patient or squirt it into their mouth and let them spit it out. Anything else?
Well, I've noticed that when a tray of instruments is opened in the morning and put back in the cupboard, the nurses carry on using it in the afternoon, which is clearly in breach of the HTN 0105 guidelines, which state that they can only be used during the current session.
Ah, well there I think I can help you. If you look carefully at your daybook, you'll see the session starts at 8:30 and ends at 5:30, with only a slightly longer gap between your 12:30 patient and your 1:30 patient. And if it occurs to you to grab a bite then, it's up to you. Anyway, why should they suddenly become non-sterile over lunch? Unless cupboard fairies crap all over them or something. Now I'd better get on. Oh, by the way, I'm interviewing for your new nurse this afternoon if you want to sit in.
Don't you think that's a bit discriminatory, having face-to-face interviews for engaging employees?
Well, yes. That's the whole point of staff selection, to discriminate between those you want to employ and those you don't.
I think you might find your staff selection protocol is in breach of the guidelines.
Look, Cressida, take a hypothetical example. This girl comes in for an interview as a dental nurse. First thing you notice when she walks through the door, she hasn't got any arms. You're telling me somehow the fact that she'd be as much use as a one-legged man at an arse-kicking party mustn't be taken into account?
It's clearly against the guidelines to discriminate on the grounds of disability.
OK, so if I interview someone like that, I'll take her on as your nurse then.
You can't do that. I couldn't have her working in the surgery with me.
Why not?
Well, she'd be totally useless.
Hello, Rufus. How's Cressida getting on?
Jesus Christ, she does nothing but pick out every tiny little bit of CQC guidance she feels we're not following to the letter. Not a word about the small matter of actually treating patients and making some money. Actually, the CQC are pussycats compared to her. She's got more in common with those bastards from NHS England who are like the bloody Gestapo. I was waiting for her to get round to asking about our religious diversity protocol.
But we don't have one, do we, Rufus?
Not yet, we don't. At least not until some useless git dreams it up as a good idea and it becomes another piece of compliance drivel we're all supposed to adopt. I read in the paper over the weekend that employers should provide 2 fridges for staff to use to avoid the possibility of a staff member being offended by another's ham sandwiches. The world's gone fucking mad.
Have you heard? The protection societies are advising dentists not to be overly critical of the GDC.
What? You mean we've got to stop saying they're the worst regulator since the dawn of time, run by a bunch of half-wits who couldn't find their arse if you gave them a mirror on a stick?
Well, something like that, I suppose. Speaking of the GDC, did you hear Evelyn Gilvary's left?
Yep, that's their loss, I'd say.
What?
Well, she's certainly a lady who gets things done. I'd give her a job.
No, really?
Charlie, did you pay your £890 retention fee this year?
Well, yes.
There you go then. She gets things done. We'll have to see how the new boy turns out.
Do you know who they've appointed, Rufus?
Chap called Ian Bingo Brax, I hear. Looks like he's going to be busy. Apparently, there's been a 121% increase in complaints by patients, and the clowns at the GDC need to understand the drivers behind the increase better. I think we could have told them that putting a fucking ad in the press inviting patients to complain might have played a small part. Charlie, forgive me for mentioning it, but I can't help but notice you keep going in and out.
I've got a cup of coffee and a ham sandwich in the corridor, Rufus, and CQC rules say I'm not allowed to eat and drink in the surgery.
Millie, where are we supposed to put tampons? I can't find any yellow bags with a black stripe. Dunno. Hang on, I'll ask him. Dr. Fideo.
Cressida says she's got a problem.
Oh, not again. What is it this time, Millie?
She wants to know what she's supposed to do with her tampon.
Well, she's a big girl, Millie. I'd have thought she'd have worked it out for herself by now.
Oh, and the people for the job interview are here, Dr. Fideo.